Welcome to the program on principles of supply chain management. In the last session, we were discussing about logistic. Distribution is one of the important part in the logistic. How do you distribute the product so that it reaches the customer in most efficient way? What are the channels of distribution? After manufacturing the product, it doesn't directly go to the customer. It goes through the various channels. They can be wholesalers or profit agents or retailers or simply retailers warehouse, and then finally it reaches the customer. Why do we need all these channels of distribution? Is to provide better service to the customer. So we need to understand the purpose and design the channels of distribution, especially keeping customer service in mind. And there are various planning in terms of centralized or decentralized, which is better. Here we are talking in terms of decision making, whether is it done centrally or you are allowing the warehouses to make their own decision. Though direct to customer is becoming popular, it may not be possible to do that most of the instances, but still the popularity is growing. Now you have seen earlier the supply chain power was there mainly in manufacturing. Now slowly it is getting shifted towards the retailer. That's where many e-commerce platform are growing. If you take an example of Amazon or Walmart, they are in the top 10 globally, and they are dictating terms. That is the reason why now make to stock is slowly getting popularized, and other make to order is getting killed. Now customer expectation is also changing due to many logistic provider doing a better service. Okay, so the power is getting shifted from manufacturer to retailer. You can see the example of many e-commerce platform. MTS we were trying to avoid in the lean manufacturing because you have a possibility of reducing inventory, but now retailers wants everything ready stock. No make to order, no assemble to order is possible. So the way in which manufacturing strategy is being done is also going to have a relook in the coming years, because customer is expecting change. Now e-commerce is moving towards q-commerce. Q-commerce means quick commerce. Now in Indian market there are a lot of retailer, especially in grocery market, they are saying they are able to deliver to you within 15 to 30 minutes, which means they need to have a different way of inventory management, warehousing, logistics. Everything is going to change now. When you want to deliver a grocery item within 15 minutes, you can see the way in which it is planned or executed is going to be dramatically different in the coming months or years. When you enter a supermarket for purchasing monthly grocery, you need minimum half an hour or 1 hour, and then you come to the billing area, you wait there some time, and that itself can be a hour. I have seen some families also spend some time inside the supermarket by eating something. But here there are some people who says they can deliver your monthly grocery within 15 minutes. So this is where the logistic or supply chain is evolving. We are talking something like micro warehousing in every neighborhood. Earlier our target was reducing number of warehouses and minimizing the inventory. Now in the new concept you need large number of micro warehouses and increase in inventory. This is to respond to customer changing behavior. Customer wants the item immediately, so you are going to provide. So this is where q-commerce is evolving. One more important area for supply chain professional is a reverse logistic. the item need to come back either due to rejection or warranty, replacement or recall. In automobile or pharmaceutical company, they also do recall. And you might have read in newspapers or news channel that this item has to come back for some of the repair activities. So you cannot use the forward logistic and supply chain to get back the item. And in fact, in e-commerce, this has become very popular. They promise the customer you can return the item if you don't like it. And in case of Amazon, the returns can be as high as 30%. And you need to know how to manage this return process. It cannot be same as the forward. Okay, forward, at least what is how much you are going to do it. In return, we don't know we are going to get the full product or what condition. It may be in unpackaged condition, and this customer could be spread. So this also is a growing area for career opportunity for reverse logistic. And continuing reverse logistic, we also talk in terms of sustainability, green logistic. Okay, here we are talking two aspects when we talk about sustainability: environmental protection, and another one is social protection. Okay, we will see each of this in the coming slides. Apart from, there are also some legislation which require you to comply some of the norms specified by the government. Okay, also customer is also changing. He wants a green product. Maybe you may be aware organic product is doing round currently, but in future they may look for green product. And when your supply chain is able to do it, then you can improve the revenues. Coming to green logistic environment related, here we are talking about a circular supply chain. We have seen in the previous session how you are able to utilize, recycle the components, maybe by refurbishing, reimaging, repairing or remanufacturing, so that the components are going back several times in the supply chain. That's called circular supply chain. Energy conservation, how to minimize the use, whether in the warehouse or even in the transportation. Then possibility of using alternative fuel or unconventional energy sources. In the picture you can see solar panel is mounted on this warehouses, and also a wind tower is there. And you need to find out innovative methods for using the packaging so that you minimize the use of packaging. So this green supply chain is gaining popularity now. So this could be an area of interest for many people. Also, noise from warehouse or vehicle operation, how you can minimize them, what are the alternatives available. Coming to next aspect of sustainability is social, how you are able to treat your employees and society. This could be in the form of avoiding child labor. What are the welfare measures you are giving to employees and their family? Right to union, are you allowing them to form a union and make them negotiate with you timely payment? And if you are employing them for overtime, are you paying the required amount? All these are part of social welfare. And these are becoming part of any logistic or a supply chain operation. Also, there are now legislations are coming in various countries so that you have to comply. One is called waste of electrical and electronic equipment, especially in European countries. You cannot simply throw away electronic and electrical waste at the end of their life. The manufacturer has to take the responsibility of getting back this item and then recycle them sensibly. So it's mandated by legislation. So manufacturer has the responsibility of getting back this item and process them. Okay, next one is Many of the European and Western countries, they have the driver's hours of work. Driver cannot drive a vehicle more than say 8 hours or 10 hours, and weekly maximum 60 or 70 hours. He has to take a mandatory rest. Possibly this will come even in India, and you have to see how you can comply with that directive. And there are a lot of logistic related compliance which we have to meet, especially if we are involved in import export. Logistic people should be aware about various process in terms of procedure. In fact, we have a separate program on import export procedure, then documentation, and there are various things like Incoterms. What are the international trade terms? All this is knowledge is required if you have to handle international trade. How do you classify the goods in terms of HSN, harmonized system of classification? What is the custom duty? Here it is wrongly written as customs duty. Once you classify the item, you should know applicable rates of duty. If your organization is operating in SPZ, EPZ, these are special processing zone or economic process zone. What is the procedure compliance related? Then there are several knowledge areas when you want to claim the duties. Especially if you are in export market, you may be importing some of the components without paying the duty, or paying the duty which you have to claim back because government provides some incentive for export oriented unit, that is called duty drawback. Coming to supply chain, there are lot of metrics available. I am going to briefly give overall metrics because metric itself is a separate topic. Okay, why metric is required is how do you measure the performance? Okay, you cannot also improve when you cannot measure. So each and every activity has to be measured. You also know many organization, they tie up this measurement with something called KPI, key performance indicators, and these KPIs also linked with the employees promotion and increment. For doing this, you need to know what are the data required, how to capture the data, then how to analyze and improve process. What are the benchmarking? When we talk about inventory management, what are the metrics available, how to measure them, and what are the global benchmarking? How do you say you are performing better than your competitor? So these are all the metric angle. I can briefly talk about overall metrics in supply chain. Number one could be OTD, on time delivery. This is what our customer is expecting. He has placed an order for 100 units. Are you able to dispatch those 100 units within that time period? That time period could be a day or week or month. Assume that the customer is expecting 100 orders to be delivered in a particular month. You have delivered 98 items, then your OTD is 98%. Next popular metric is OTIF, on time in full. This item, whatever you are dispatching, are you dispatching full in terms of number of line orders? And next one is a fill rate, is also one of the metric. It could be even in terms of pallets. Customers are ordered in a particular week 100 pallets. Are you in a position to dispatch all those 100 pallets? If you are done only 90 pallets, then your fill rate is 90%. It could be in terms of pallets, number of cartons, or even in terms of amount. $1,000 order is released. Have you made invoice for $1,000? So this is one metric. There are other metric like cash to cash cycle, the time taken from the time you have made your payment to your vendor till the time you receive the payment from your customer is called cash to cash cycle. On the other hand, we can also use some other form like order to cash cycle. So these are the brief metrics in supply chain, but hundreds of different metrics are available. Please visit our website in knowing details of metric. Thanks for watching. We will see in the next session. Bye.